video, I'm going to show you how to work with templates, Xrefs and viewports in BricsCAD to make your tree plotting even easier. I'll start with how to create a template so that you can use it on all your tree survey plans. I'll open a drawing with our tree constraints plan, tree removal plan and tree protection plan layouts. As you can see, we have the tree constraints plan on one tab, tree removal plan and the tree protection plan. I'm going to save this as a template so that I can access it easily for plotting trees. So I click Save As. I need to browse and save them into the folder where the default BricsCAD files are stored on your machine. It's going to be different for each person. We save it as a DWT and click Save. That's now a template available for future use. I can now select this template at the start, and BricsCAD will save this setting when I close it down. This will be the default template each time I open BricsCAD to plot trees. So I select the template. Again, this takes us back to the tree constraints plan. I now need to attach my topo survey as an Xref. So I go into model space, and the first thing I need to do so that it goes onto the correct layer is to select layers. As you can see, all these layers have been saved on the template. I know that the layer that it needs to be on is this one, which is the Xref. I browse the drawing that I want to attach as an Xref, click Open, OK, and then Zoom, E for extents, and there's our topo as an Xref. I now go to the tree constraints plan layout. The layout essentially is what's going to be printed eventually as a PDF. The area that's outlined in red is what's called the viewport. So if I double click into this, I've got access to model space now. If I type Zoom, E again for extents, the Xref appears within the viewport. I now want to make sure that this drawing is to scale. So in the command line I type zoom 4xp, and the drawing is now at 1:250 scale at A0. While we have access to model space, I can right click and pan so that everything I need to see is visible in the drawing. That looks about right. It's a good idea at this point to lock the viewport so that when you go into the model space, nothing moves. Your scale is set and nothing moves around. You can't pan, you can't zoom, and it's all set in place. So I double click outside the viewport, select the viewport layer, go into Properties, and as you can see, this is the viewport layer. If I go down to Display Locked, at the moment it says no. If I click Yes, I can now, when I double click into the viewport, I can't zoom. It's all attached basically and locked to that viewport. I can't move it around, so we're not going to lose that view or the scale factor. I can now start plotting trees. So I can go into model space, launch Qarb and import my tree data. I'm going to plot them using the coordinates, select multiple, select them all and hit go. These have all now been plotted. So if I close this down, go to the tree constraints plan layer, as you can see all the trees have been plotted in one hit.